Hello everyone and welcome to the grand final edition of the Look Finance SEQFC preview show with thanks to Vilic Law. It's the NPLW show, which is of course the first match on Saturday afternoon at Perry Park. To discuss the match, we've got the two coaches of the grand final teams and of course Karyn Longbottom. We'll start with you, Karyn. Good evening.
Hello gentlemen. It's nice to see you all.
Good to see you, Karyn.
And of course we've got the coaches of the respective teams. We've got Nick Croyden from Logan Lightning. Good evening, Nick.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us on, Darren and Karyn.
Good stuff. And we've got Rob Askew from Lions. Good evening, Rob.
Thank you. Thanks for having me as well.
All right. So you guys have been in the caper for so long. This has got to be the longest season ever, right?
God, yes. Yeah, I'm running on fumes. I really can't wait till it's over, to be honest. And such a short turnaround, I think, will be between when we finish and when we're back in pre-season.
Yeah, I think we nearly worked out. We've nearly been, by the time the grand final finishes, it's been nearly 13 months this year. So it's been over a year we've been training for. Yeah, Adler, because we started obviously, early November last year for our pre-season. So thankfully we don't run trials or anything. So the girls were lulling there at one point, just really, they actually even come to me and said, hey, when's this season going to end? And then we found a second wind at the right time, which was thankful. But, yeah, we're certainly looking forward to putting the boots up, but, enjoying the experience of Saturday, because I'm sure there's how many teams we have this year? Another 9 or 10 teams that want to be there on Saturday. So, yeah, we're all excited as well.
Exactly. And whenever we keep thinking that we're tired, we think, well, we could be Victoria and have nothing on. So we'd much prefer this than the alternative, right?
Well, exactly right. I did not enjoy lockdown, and I certainly didn't enjoy non-contact training either. It was incredibly frustrating. Because you want to put the girls in situations in training where they're making decisions and where it's genuinely football specific kind of activities you're doing, and it was really, really frustrating and very difficult.
All right, let's get to the semi-final matches last weekend. Croyden! A major upset, a 1-0 victory over the Premiers and an astounding header from Megan McGilligan.
Yeah, it's good. I just want to obviously congratulate Alex and Rob for being named the coaches of the state side too. Well deserved to two very experienced, good coaches. And obviously Rob's on the call now, but just want to congratulate Alex as well. I think it's a great honour to be appointed those coaches and thoroughly deserved by those two guys. In regard to the weekend, Alex is a gentleman of the game. We obviously, you guys know me. I love my banter on the sidelines. So he had to put up with me for 90 minutes. And I just said to him, make sure you don't equalise so you have to put up with me for 120 minutes.
Yeah, there's incentive.
Not school, I nearly did actually. But hey, like Gold Coast, what a way, like losing probably the best player in the league, or one of the top three at least, and then still hanging on and catch them to the end is probably an absolute massive achievement by Gold Coast. So, that was a hard mountain to climb, but I really felt, and I was quite confident during the week we would get them, just where we were footballing-wise and what we were trying to achieve. So we were able to execute, and thankfully we had that lady luck on our side as well, which you need in every big game. You can be the best team on the park sometimes with that little bit of extra. Sometimes it might not roll your way, and we had both those things on Saturday, thankfully.
Tell us about the defensive effort from your team.
Yeah, we've had a really stable backline and keeper, obviously for a big chunk of the season, and obviously we've probably lost 5 spine players this year in the last 8 weeks, which we were juggling a little bit, but for the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks it's been the same side. So I think that cohesion and that trust started to build, and whether it's we're defending from the front or through the middle or our back four and keeper, we've sort of got a really good understanding now. So I think there'll certainly be a strength on Saturday against Rob's well-organised unit there in attack. So, it's certainly been our strong point, and I think for us to win it on Saturday, it's going to come down to maybe a 1-0, 2-1 style of a game.
We'll come to this weekend's match in a moment. Karyn, did you catch both semis last weekend?
I unfortunately missed probably the first half of the Lions game, but got to watch the rest of the action. So, yes, I was sitting here watching the Gold Coast Logan game and just the effort and from those Logan girls to hang in there when Gold Coast had some good chances that they probably spurned. So it was definitely an effort that Logan should be very, very proud of.
Croyden, did you feel? You said before that you felt that the result was coming. You had a good week in training. What brought that on?
Just the penny drop maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Some of the really things we've been working on for a long time, and like I said, we've been training for such a long time, but sometimes with the group, something's got to click, and it's just the personnel, just finding that connection with each other, and the team dynamic was just really strong. So it's certainly what's put us in this position, that great teamwork, working towards one thing, not having people on different pages. It's been such an exciting couple of weeks of training, because it's been quite easy as being their coach the last couple of weeks, where prior to that, there was a period there where we were going through that patch with, do we have to change things? Are we too predictable? Do the personnel not quite get it? So we went through that, a little bit of soul searching, and we've come out that other side much better for that experience. Like I said, to lose the players the senior players and some of the W League senior players, and then to have these young girls step up, it's just been quite a phenomenal turnaround for them.
All right, Rob, let's get to your match on the weekend. A 2-1 victory over Capalaba up against Hanno, who, of course, you coached in last season's grand final, so it was a repeat of that. What was your take on the game?
I thought it was a tough game for us. I felt, though, that we had control of that game, but I felt every time Capalaba had the ball, they certainly have quality in their team, and they were dangerous. You felt that they had the capacity within them to score, and but I think defensively we were really good. We did tend to snuff them out wherever we could. We pressed well, but having said that, I thought Capalaba did better than most teams past our first line, but certainly our transition, though, when that does happen, was fantastic. I think it is a strength of our team. We're a really hard-working team. We don't defend. We defend in numbers. We make it really difficult. I think even that we were able to keep the ball. It's always a threat. It was a good first half. But and we talked about it at a half-time, how it was important that we score the next goal, or it could become a difficult night. And as it turns out, they scored in that first 15 minutes. Even though I felt we had, while it won all, it was anyone's result at that point. And we got lucky with our second goal. I mean, I know Winnie will openly admit that was a cross, but some of my best goals were crosses that got shanked and went in, so they all count.
Exactly. What was your take, Karyn?
Oh, I very much agree with Rob. From what I saw, that it looked like Lions were very much in control. But as you said, as Rob said, they've Capalaba have got quality across the park, and if you're not switched on and doing your roles, they can definitely hurt you. So, but I did feel pretty confident that Lions were going to win. I didn't think the result was ever in doubt while watching.
Rob, with your season, it's unusual that you're not the premiers. You've had a lot of injuries. Take us through your year.
I think we have played better football than last year. I mean, we won the league last year, but when we lost 3 games, and we had that draw 5-5 draw against the Gap. When we didn't perform at our best, we didn't win, and I really do think that's the difference between us and Gold Coast this year. You've got to give them credit. They broke our hearts time and time again when we felt that they were ready to drop points, and the South game in particular, they what was it? They were 3-2 down in the 89th minute, and they found a way to win. We just didn't have that capacity in those 3 games. We had a few injuries. We had, I think we've had 3 ACLs this year, but I blame that primarily on. I mean, one of them was pre-COVID, but it was the COVID break. People didn't come back well as they could. And I don't think that the 5 weeks of non-contact training helped at all, even though we have a gym, we have strength and conditioning staff and good medical backup, but we still picked up those injuries. But overall, though, I think we've played really good football and we've had some really outstanding performances. Nick probably doesn't want to mention, but when we played Logan at home, we were really good there. We've had other performances like 5-2 away to the Gap was an excellent performance as well. So I mean, as a club, we're always looking to improve every week, and I think we are improving. And our style of football is developing, and so we're on the right track. And I think hopefully we can take it to another level again next year.
Just looking at your goal scorers for the season, we've got Mariel on 21, Tegan on 17, and Amy Gunston on 19. She was playing in the, under 17s last
18s, under 18s.
Yeah, and she's just come through and just been an absolute superstar this season.
Well, I mean, I think it's one of my highlights of the season is the fact that Amy Gunston, Abby Everts, and Isabella Shuttleworth are really prominent players for us. They are outstanding. They're out and out first team players, and they were all in the under 18s last year. They're all talented players, and certainly myself as a coach, I do like to bring young players on. I like to develop players, and it's just it's one of the things that motivates me is to give kids an opportunity and see them step up. And Amy has been absolutely fantastic for us, and she's going to get better. In fact, I would say Amy's instincts for goal are probably better than any player I've coached. She has just a fantastic awareness of when to arrive in the right time, in the right place at the right time, and she's good with both feet. She can score with her head, and she's really developing in terms of her game sense. So, yeah, I think she's a real one to watch for the future, and I would not be surprised seeing her as a W League player down the track.
Croyden, I'll throw a similar question to you. You've been with your squad 2 years now. How have you seen your players grow in that time?
Yeah, it's been good. It's good sort of redeveloping from literally from a community women's program into what we call an elite level program, underpinning the W League. So it took a lot of restructuring to get us going, and some girls that were here come along for the ride, which was great, and some that were talented didn't want to come along for the ride with the professionalism. So it's been hard. It's probably a bit of a different journey for us. We've had to try and take some time to develop ours. We've got 2 16-year-olds in the squad on Saturday that are definitely talented players. I think we had about 10 teenagers out in the park about 20 minutes ago in our training session. So there's a couple that are ready now. There's a couple that are a few years away because we're a little bit behind the 8 ball in regards to the bigger clubs like Lions who have had a program either through that or the UQ arrangement prior to that. So it's an ongoing thing, but it's certainly allowed us to see other guys grow and just see them come forward. So some of the girls that might have been 20, 21, they're only 23 now, but are really maturing into good footballers.
And you've had your goals shared around the squad this season as well. That must be pleasing for you to not be relying on one player to get the job done for you.
Yeah, no, mind you, Mariel's welcome to play for us on Saturday if she wants to. Wouldn't mind having some 20-plus goals. But, the girls up top have really come together. I think what we've got is a good attacking unit. And, the last couple of weeks really working well together, and I think that their understanding of each other has really developed in the last couple of weeks. So that's certainly something that they'll have to watch on Saturday. But we're not going back, but going to Switzerland to play, that's a bit of a hole in the attacking sense. And the Logan's going down, who was a Melbourne Victory player doing ACL, and she was our team, so losing those 2 attacking threats had to change our dynamic a little bit. But the 3, Tian, Meg and Shay are just great human beings, hard-working, good-spirited people, and they do a fantastic job as a unit.
Speaking to both of you guys tonight, we Sometimes it's come through a little bit muzzled. So for those of you listening, if there have been any issues, we do apologise. Karyn, let's get to the grand final. How do you think the game's going to play out?
On the spot. Okay. Look, I think it's going to be a fantastic display of women's football. I think that, as Croyden said earlier before we started our streaming at the show, he said, that they can't really lose. Like, it's a great achievement for them to have come along, and made the grand final, given the circumstances of losing some really key players like Emma Rovers, etc. So I think, look, I'm just looking forward to a great display of football. I think attacking-wise, it'll be some of the best attacking football that you'll see in the NPLW. There's some great front lines in there. Definitely attackers who give defenders nightmares, no doubts about that.
Rob, you're obviously the overwhelming favourites going into this game. Are you going to approach it just like you normally do? It's just another game for Lions?
Well, it is just another game, and I think I've been in a few grand finals, and I think you don't need to dial it up. You need to dial it down a bit because the girls are excited. You can just see that they're excited to play, and everyone wants to be part of big days like this. So for us, it's been a fairly low-key week at training. We just focused again on our playing style and developing aspects of it. But yeah, we're just going to treat it as another game because at the end of the day, it's the same processes that win that game that win another game. It will have extra edge to it, and it's just a question of our girls understanding that, but making sure that they are still calm and that they make the decisions that win football matches.
What about you, Croyden? You've got, as you said, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, well, Rob's side put 12 past us in 2 games. So, it's one of those things for those guys that like to have a punt. They'd probably $1.01 on Saturday. So, like I said, they're a fabulous team. They're well coached. Got great players starting, great players on the bench. So we'll enjoy the experience of what it is. We're not coming to make the numbers up. We're coming there to win. I can assure you that. We've changed some things up. So if you've done some game review this week, Rob, you might have to throw it in the bin. We'll have to change it. But it's why not? Let's just roll the dice. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like that 7-0 result. It's a final, and I think Logan will be wanting to put their best foot forward, and I'm pretty sure that no one in the Lions camp expects it to be easy. It'll be a tough game, and it will be about who defends the best, because we have a great front line. Our forwards are fantastic, and we're picking up a few goals from other parts of the park, but so do Logan. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at Logan, they're full of difference players in the front third, and it'll be a matter of who can contain the front lines. And maybe it'll be a goal feast, I don't know, but finals tend to be fairly cagey.
Yeah, and that's like the way you guys play, and this is a really honest and respectful response. That 7-1 against us was just a beautiful game. If I was your coach, like your girls play, which is phenomenal, and that to me just epitomises a playing style, a collective way of playing that should be admired. And that's the thing. That's great to see teams playing that well. My job now is to stop you from doing it. So, and that's just as simple as it is. I can give that compliment, but I just got to make sure I don't let you do it on Saturday. Well,
we hope we do, but it'll be. I think it'll be close. It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Croyden, will the club be organising a bus to the game?
We haven't for this one. We've had a few things with the girls with a few buses this year, and we've had a few things with the boys with buses. So, and because obviously a lot of the girls live on the coast and things like that, and live different, and then some live on the other side. So it's a bit of a tough one. There's a lot of obviously spectators going. The demand for tickets from our end's quite good. So I'm expecting a lot of maroon, a lot of black out there. Obviously, wear our away strip on Saturday. Yeah, no, it's there's going to be heaps of spectators out there. We've definitely got a few little promotions going on, but at this point in time, there's no spectators bus that I'm aware of at this point in time.
What about you guys, Rob?
Pretty sure we're catching a bus. We had bus issues last year as well, but it's a different feel this year, and I think the players will enjoy that part of the day, coming together at the club and rocking up in a bus together. And then obviously we hope to go back to the club in a bus so that we can hopefully celebrate without being premature. And of course we got the double header there because our boys play straight after us. So it's a big day for the club. There's definitely supporter buses being organised. So hopefully we'll have a good crowd there, and it'll be a big celebration of football.
When you've got the men's and the women's playing on the same day, will your players all hang around and watch the men's final, or if you win, will it be all about your team?
I think it's expected that they will stay. We as a club, I cannot speak highly enough of the way Lions has a one club culture. We I love the Gap and everything, but there was definitely division there. We had 3 sections, and they're all scrapping for the resources and space. But at Lions, we have the same program as the men. We have everything they do. A lot of our girls train with the men's first team or train with the under-20s. On Monday night, we were short players and we were playing cage. So one of the first team men's goalkeepers stepped in for us, and one of their players. So there's a real collegiality there, and I would be disappointed if our players did not want to support the men, because the boys will be there to support us. It's a really good feel there.
Yeah, it's very similar to us. That we had some of the men's players in during the week to help us with some players that are away trialling for clubs at the moment and things. So, but obviously with our men playing Friday night and then our women playing Saturday, we made the club call to have a team event Sunday at our club. So all the girls are going out Friday night to watch the men, and then the men are coming on Saturday night to watch us. Then we're having a bit of a team celebration on the Sunday. Going from there. But I what Rob said about Lions is exactly what Logan has. Like, I love the club here, that whatever the men get, the women get: training space, equipment, gym equipment, physios, training apparel. We don't fight over resources. We share and we work together. Even coming into the game, all the coaching staff are coming up with game plans for each other and giving each other advice and sharing stuff and equipment and players. And so it's great to hear like that Lion does the same thing, and that we're doing that. So to all other clubs out there, maybe take a leaf out of both our books here and get on board, because it's only improves the men and the women's game by doing those things.
It is the way of the future, and clubs that they want a women's program but they don't want to invest in it, they're just not going to be able to compete.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
All right, Karyn, it's time to put your neck on the line.
Oh, no. Don't make me do this.
It's all right, Karyn.
Okay. Yeah, look, Croyden fully knows which way I'm going. Look,
I won't be offended, but it'll be in the pre-game talk, mate.
No, look, I think, unfortunately, Lions having the experience and also having the calibre of footballer and all across the park, and Marielle just, for me, is such a game breaker. So I am going to say Lions will get up. I do think it will be a close one, and as Rob said, I think it'll be quite cagey too. But I wouldn't be surprised if Logan and Croyden made me eat my words again, because I did tip against you against Gold Coast and you proved me wrong. So
keep tipping against us, Kaz. No worries.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. I love you, Croyden. So.
Well, I hope it's not the kiss of death.
Yeah, sorry if it is, Rob. My bad.
Yeah.
We might leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for your time this evening. This is the final show for the season, obviously, being the grand final edition. I'd like to thank Liz Ridley, who was with the women's show that we had from the beginning of the season. We had a few other coaches join us during the year, and Karyn jumped on late as well. So, Karyn, thank you very much for your time. And to the 2 coaches, it's even with the FQPL show we had on last night, everyone's been so generous and complimentary of each other's programs. It's great to see.
We could be more controversial.
We'll try and get that tomorrow night for the NPL show.
Sure.
All right, Rob, Askew, Nick, Croyden, best of luck on the weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for your time, Karyn. Now, tickets for the game. You can buy them off the FQ website. They're $10 for adults, currently free for kids. Now, I understand if you show up on the day, it's $15 for adults, $5 for kids. Not 100% sure on that. That has yet to be confirmed. But below this show, we'll have a link with where you can click on the link, go to the FQ website and purchase your tickets for the game. So enjoy that. Gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. It's going to be fantastic. Look forward to seeing you all there. Have a great time.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
This has been the Look Finance SEQFC preview show. Thanks to Vilic Law.